So the big question is this: how do young men like us, who didn't listen to society, who are on our own, how do we grow and improve ourselves so that we can live a better tomorrow? That is the question, and this show will give you the answers. My name is James Radzinski, and welcome to the Ascend Momentum Show. Welcome back, everyone. As you guys can hear, I got my microphone. It's all set up, and the audio quality is definitely a step up, 100%. Now, I'm just getting used to this new microphone, and it's like an actual microphone, so I have to speak really close to it for you guys to be able to hear. Excuse me. And so there may be some times where I'm quiet, sometimes where I'm really loud. I'm still gauging like how far I should speak away from it. So today was my second day of school, and it was pretty good. So I did my normal stuff, and I actually got a new record for walking distance on my bouncing ball. Now I can walk halfway across my hallway. So I can probably go maybe 6, 7 feet. I could walk 6 or 7 feet maybe. So I got to school, and my first period teacher, she was telling us things, and we're going to get a lot of independent reading time in that class. So I'm really excited for that. And my second period class, I'm in adventure ed now, so I got in that this morning, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna swim in the pool and kayak. We're literally kayaking in the school pool for like 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know how long we're gonna do it for, but I was in that class last year for the whole year, and it was awesome. Man, I had something in my throat. So there's only one downside to joining adventure ed, and it's that I have to go in the pool, which has chlorine, and that's not really the best for you, but I'll push through. I think that it's fine for now because I just joined that gym class because it's fun, and I don't want to sit in a boring gym class if I have to go to gym. And today, let me tell you what happened during gym. So during the first like week of gym, we always everyone in the every single person who's got gym that period sits in the bleachers in the field house. And then the teachers, after like 10, 20 minutes, they call everyone down by the period, or not the period, the class. So I went to my adventure ed teacher, and yeah, and then we just had to go back up to the bleachers and just chill there for the rest of the period. So I was just sitting up on the bleachers, literally just meditating. I had my eyes open, but I was being extremely mindful of my breath and just being extremely present. I was just practicing staying awake. And there was this girl that was sitting like maybe 5 feet to the left of me who I wasn't really paying much attention to. And then she was like, I don't even know what she was doing, but I was just meditating. And then when I was walking down, when the bell rang, everyone was walking down, and I walked down, and we like locked eyes for a second. That was like, that happens sometimes, you guys know. And then we just went on our way. And then so I was like ahead of her, and then she started a conversation. And from there, I was just like, oh yeah. And then I didn't really let it go too far because I'm staying focused. But in hindsight, I should have actually had a conversation with her because that would have been good practice. And also, it would not have been rude. Because I feel like I was a little bit rude. I was like quickly trying to end the conversation. So that was probably bad, but it's whatever. Um, and then I went to my next period, and yeah. So my third period class, business incubator, my friend joined it, and we're gonna be the best. We're gonna win. It's like a competition amongst teams to build the best business, and me and my friend are gonna win. And I don't even think we're gonna be able to actually compete because they don't build the businesses until second semester, and we're gonna graduate early. So we'll let our team know what to do. But I'm really excited for that class because I feel like I'll learn a lot from it. And I'll be able to apply some of my skills. So that's good. So I went home after my fourth period, sports lit, and then ate, and then went to the gym. Gym was good. And tomorrow's actually rest day. So I'll have a lot more time after school. And it's so nice. I love my schedule because I went to school, came home, cooked my entire lunch, and went to the gym. And it's still school is still going on right now. Like I did all of that, and I'm recording my podcast right now, and school is going on right now. It's eighth period, the last period of the day. So I'm extremely grateful that I'm a part-time student. It was it's just I made a lot of growth last year during I started reading around like September or October maybe last year. So like 11 months ago I started reading. And when I would read like after school and sometimes before school on Wednesdays when we would get to school late. And I made so much growth. I grew so much junior year. Even in one semester, I grew so much, and I had to go like all day. I was there the whole day. And then summer came, and I grew an insane amount. That was the most I've ever grown during summer, this last summer. And then after that, which is now, this is the second day of school. I'm really looking forward to this because I feel like I'm going to grow even more during school than during summer because there's a lot of things that I'm really weak at. For example, staying awake, staying present at school, and my posture. Speaking of posture, I got to fix it right now. Let me adjust my microphone to get closer to the mic with my better posture. Okay, so now I have to stay good posture for the rest of the podcast because my mic is adjusted to it. And there's another thing which I may no, I'm not even going to censor myself. It is tough to stay focused on the present when there's a hot girl right next to you or when there's a hot girl in the vicinity. And especially if they start a conversation with you, like today, she started a conversation and then I kept on thinking about it. And then I kept on trying to bring my thoughts back to the present. And now I'm that's one thing I gotta get better at. Staying mindful and staying present around hot women, pretty much. And that will actually benefit me a lot in the future because I don't think that women appreciate like high quality women. I don't think they would appreciate being thought about like all the time. And just the way that us guys think about them. I don't think they would appreciate that. So maybe the lower quality ones, but the higher quality ones probably not. So that's one thing. And also there's this thought that why am I wasting all my energy thinking about this girl when one, I'm never going to have a future with her, and two, she is literally, I don't even know her. So that's like another reason. So I'm trying to, I don't really want to try to resist or like censor my feelings because I think that the feelings are normal and natural, and it would be unnatural to censor them. So I'm trying to redirect those feelings, that energy that I'm like sending to her. I'm trying to redirect it to my goals. So that's one thing that I've been trying to be mindful of. Every time I catch myself just like looking at a girl and thinking that she's hot, I redirect that energy and activate my fountains, which I'll explain in a minute what that is. And then I send that energy towards my goals and I just think about my goals. And then that brings me back to the realigns my thoughts, refocuses me because it's really important to stay focused. And especially at school when it's really easy to fall asleep. And once I tell you about the fountains, I have a story to tell you about first period. So let me tell you what fountains are. This is what I learned in transurfing towards the end of the book. There are meridians. Everyone has meridians. It's like tubes. I may or may not be explaining this right because I have a low understanding. I just have a basic conceptual idea of what it is. And in ancient Chinese like medicine and Chinese like culture, the meridians are basically the energy, it's the tubes that the energy flows through, and it's like chi. So your energy flows through your body, and there are two core like main meridians that go up and down your spine pretty much. And so when I say activate your fountains, you basically envision yourself, you basically imagine your a stream of energy going up your spine all the way through your head, and then it goes up and it creates like a fountain. So if you know what a fountain looks like, it's water shoots straight up and then it just disperses in a circle and falls down. It's like a sphere. So imagine that, and then you imagine the same thing but it goes downwards. So you have a stream going upwards and a stream going downwards, and then they connect around the center of your body. And so you're basically inside of a sphere. That's what I mean by activate your fountains. And it's just like a way to have your energy flow through you. And that's what I need to get into practice of doing when I see a hot girl or literally any girl that gets my thoughts racing. I use all that energy and flow it through myself and then put it into my goals. Because there's not a single girl at my school that I will be having a future with, and not even a single girl at my school where I will date. So I'm just focused entirely on myself and my goals. And I really believe that this is the right thing, the right path, because all of the girls in my school are low quality. Like they're all on, I'm not trying to say this to be mean or anything. I'm just stating facts. They do not meet my standards, and everyone can have standards. So that's fair to say. There's not a single girl that I've seen that is not on their phone a lot. And I don't even bring my phone to school, and that's like one of the big things. And plus all the girls dress up like extremely seductive, you could say. They dress up in ways because we don't have a dress code, so they dress up literally wearing like bras, and they show like their entire stomachs and all that. So that's like an extremely challenging situation for a man like me. but I'm taking on the challenge head first and transferring all of that energy straight to my goals, not even focusing on the girls. And this is also good because I kind of have this thing where I feel like it's a waste. Every single ounce of energy I waste on a low quality girl is 1 ounce of energy that I'm not giving towards my wife, my future wife. And I want my future wife to have the best of me. I don't want to meet my future wife and me have had like lust over many other girls before. So that's what I'm saying about that. Now, I had another story. Oh, yeah, first period. So, the story I was going to tell you about what happened in first period is, let me give you some context first. In transurfing, he says that most people are asleep and most people are not present and aware of like pendulums and all this stuff. And they're just letting life live them. Like they're not really living purposely, and they're also being the victims of circumstance. And I really saw that today because me and my friend Franklin, we are both transurfers, and we're practicing being mindful and present. And what I have to say about that is we have like really good posture and all that right now because we're trying to train ourselves to be better, you know? And we have first period together, and my teacher was talking like the whole class period, and she was just explaining what to expect in the year. And me and my friend were literally the only ones making eye contact with her out of like all 25 people. Everyone was slouching and was basically asleep. Like they were physically awake, but they were just like daydreaming. And me and my friend were the only ones like paying attention to her and making eye contact and acknowledging her existence. And it was a pretty awesome experience because we were just sitting there like listening to her attentively, and she switched her like mood, or not mood, but she switched her like posture, one could say, to trying to speak to the entire class. And then when she realized that no one was listening to her except for me and my friend, she like literally just only made eye contact with me and him. So it was like she was explaining everything to us, but also to the class, and no one else was really listening. So that's also a huge advantage of being awake and being present and mindful, because we are like the only ones being present in the entire class. And so we kind of like, we're sitting not next to each other, but a decent amount away. And we every once in a while look towards each other, and it just feels like we're the only ones in the room at times. So it's pretty cool. And the thing is, yesterday we were asleep for most of the day. Today, I feel like I haven't heard his thought on this, but for me personally, I was definitely awake like over half of the day. I did a lot better than yesterday. And there is one thing that I was doing bad at, and it's sending my energy towards all the girls. And well, I was doing good about it. Like there was multiple instances where there was a hot girl in front of me, and then I would just think about my goals. But there is just the one time where I kept on sending energy towards one girl, and it's the girl that started a conversation with me. And I kept thinking about that. Even I didn't think about it while I was at school. I quickly like forgot about it. But then once I got home and my mind was like free to relax, then every time I was not vigilant, my mind would just go straight to that scene. And that is unacceptable, to be honest. So I have to do better. Tomorrow I'll do better. And eventually I will have full control over my mind to where once I choose, once I decide not to think about something, I just won't. Because I'm thinking like, she's definitely not thinking about me. And if she does, whatever, it doesn't matter. But why would I think about her when we don't even know each other? We simply just had a conversation. Why would I think about her literally for the rest of the day? That's like an unfair trade of energy, especially since she's probably not even thinking about me. She's got other things. Doesn't matter. So that energy trade is not like fair, and from an entirely selfish point of view, it is extremely harmful towards me if I think about another girl that like for the rest of the day, because I'll just be sending them all my energy, and it's just a waste of mental capacity. I have better things to think about. My mind can't be cluttered with these kinds of things. I only have one purpose in life, and it's to succeed in entrepreneurship right now. And it's just a waste of mental energy and power and energy, all this stuff. It's just a waste if I think about anything other than the required stuff, like my business. But also I said required because school, I'm going to finish school off right now, because if I drop out, I'll be creating an even stronger pendulum, more destructive towards me, and it'll be worse off. My life will probably be worse off. Um, and I may have spoken on this topic yesterday's episode, but I don't really remember. But that is why that's why I made myself a deal to focus 100% only on school. Don't think about my business while I'm at school. And then, well, actually, I could think about my business while I'm at school if it's downtime. But when there's like work to be done, I only focus on the work, only focus on school related stuff while I'm at school. And then the second I leave school, I stop thinking about anything related to school. And I broke that promise to myself when the second I got on my bike, I started thinking about that girl. And that's unacceptable. So the first step to change is being mindful and like actually knowing that you have a issue. So over the next couple of weeks, I'll be cracking down on that, because that is one of the biggest thieves of my energy, lust. And especially at the gym, there's a lot of girls wearing like crop tops and all the classic gym clothes, and that's really hot, but it's just distracting me from my lift, and it's just a waste of my energy and time to look towards that. And that's why I'm just really getting better and better over the weeks at just focusing 100% on myself. And that's the thing. This stuff sounds weird to a outside listener. Someone who is not my target audience listening to this episode may be weirded out, but this is just the reality of the situation. And this is how most guys think. But I am actually making changes to fix it, because it's just distracting. And I'm being entirely selfish in this, because I only care about one thing, and it's fulfilling my goals. And the way I do that is to stop thinking about girls. So it's just destroying myself if I think about girls, and it's me being selfish, stopping that train of thought. So if you guys, yeah, and it's also embarrassing because I'm too weak to control my thoughts and my glances and my eyeballs, to where in my brain, like the second I see a hot girl, my brain literally just shuts off. And then a couple seconds later, I realize, nope, go back to focus. So that's like really embarrassing. And if you're not embarrassed, you should be if you have the similar issue, because this is 100% not good for our goals and good for us as men. And I'm not saying restrict yourself. I'm not saying like this is I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is talked about in The Way of the Superior Man, and this is another reason why I want to reread it, because I forgot about a lot of the concepts in that. And I'm sure that he talked about this stuff. And I just from my my vague remembering of it, I'm pretty sure that you're not supposed to censor yourself, or you're not supposed to hold yourself back. I'm pretty sure you're just supposed to let your libido free. Like, don't try and like stop yourself. And you're supposed to refocus, realign your thoughts to something more important to you. Yeah, so this whole thing is just embarrassing, and I'm ashamed of it, and that's why I need to. Well, I'm not ashamed of it, but I'm embarrassed because I'm embarrassed that I can't control myself. I can't control my thoughts to focus on what I need to focus on. And the second that I start a conversation with a girl, I can't stop thinking about it. And it's not even that. It's I've had conversations with girls, like first period, I sit right next to a girl and I talk to her like a lot, like the first 2 days, but I don't think about her outside of class. And it's just, I don't know. It's probably because I'm not going to get into that. So I got to get better at holding, like actually being in control of my brain. Because if you can't control your brain, like most people, that's just embarrassing. I can't control my brain, and that's why I'm working towards being able to control my brain. Because your brain is literally your control center. Like everything that happens in your life goes on in your brain. So if you can't control it, how can you expect to do good in your life? And I hope I haven't offended anyone by talking about this stuff in this episode, but I feel like this is some important information to cover, because I'm definitely not the only one who has these same experiences and feelings and thoughts. Especially with the rise of the internet and misuse of it. I never really misused it. The worst that I used on the internet was TikTok, and that was very bad. That literally destroyed my brain. I never went on, I'm not going to say the word because I think that it's explicit content, but it's the POR, you know? I never went on that, but it's embarrassing because us as men, we have to hold ourselves to higher standards and be able to actually control our minds. Because if you, like, seriously, I'm so ashamed that I went 17 years of my life without even giving thought to controlling my mind. I didn't actually begin to work towards being able to control my mind until like a couple months ago, maybe even 1 month ago. So that's literally the foundation of all of our life, literally our life, foundational. Yeah, so I want to talk about staying indifferent. So pendulums are, if you can be free from pendulums, you're free to get whatever you want. You're free to choose however you want in life. You're free to choose your lot in life. But pendulums hold us and grip onto us and prevent us from basically being free. And school, and also the idea of girls, like the lust, that piece that I've been talking about, they're pendulums, and they're preventing us from being successful. and they're preventing us from achieving our goals. And literally the only thing that you need to do to achieve your goals is drop importance. And we feel that girls are so important and we put them on pedestals. No, they're equal. We're all equal on an energetic level. Me and another girl are literally the same on an energetic level. And so us putting them on a pedestal, we're creating such an imbalance that it creates excess potential, which is what is produced after you create imbalance. And then those excess potential generate balancing forces, which strive to bring back the balance. And the way they do that is by reducing your influence on the world. So they literally make it so you don't have as much of an impact on the world. Now, that may not sound bad on the surface, but you need to have influence on the world to be able to achieve your goals. If you have no influence on the world, you're going to be stuck where you are for the rest of your life, never having improved, never having achieved your goals. And so for me right now, one of the biggest, strongest, most destructive pendulums is lust towards girls. And that is what I have to be extremely mindful of over the coming months when I'm in school. Because once I master this and become indifferent and just see girls as another person, then I'm free to achieve whatever I want. And this is an amazing opportunity for me and for you guys if you guys are in school. It's an amazing opportunity to practice mindfulness and become indifferent to the destructive pendulums that are trying to prevent you from achieving your goals. Man, that was a very deep episode, and we're only halfway through. Now, I want to tell you guys, I'm completely switching the topic now because I want to explain that I don't plan these episodes out ahead of time. I literally just hit record and then start talking. I'd literally just say my intro, and then hopefully something pops up into mind. That's why I always start with explaining my day, what happened in my day today, because that usually starts the conversation and it gets me into the zone. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm just trying to give you guys the most genuine. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you guys and not really structure anything. I'm simply just trying to document the process so you guys can absolutely replicate this. And I want you guys to see once I'm successful that you guys can do it too. You simply just have to follow the principles that I'm explaining in all my episodes. Now, transurfing is not the only thing that you need to do. Transurfing is absolutely vital. I mean, a lot of people succeed without transurfing, but if you want to succeed quick and efficiently, the best, and you want to live your best life possible, transurfing is vital. But if you're just starting out, I would not recommend transurfing, because if I told myself to read transurfing 2 years ago when I was literally just watching TikTok all day, I would never have read it, and I never would have gotten through page 2. I would have just given up on page 1. And so that's why I'm telling you guys have to work up to transurfing. And I'm saying work up to reading it. You guys can and absolutely should implement all of these principles, or try to implement some of them, because in all honesty and truth, I don't implement them all. I'm just working towards getting to that point. There's only, honestly, I'm just beginning, and I'm I'm a really bad transurfer right now, and that me sharing with you guys is helping me. That's an entirely selfish thing. I'm doing this to help me because no one's listening to me right now. I have 6 subscribers, so no one's listening. I'm doing this to help me, and then eventually you guys will be able to see, because I can't conceptualize the idea of future people listening. I can understand that people will listen to my podcast, but I can't like see your guys' faces. Like, I don't know who you are. And that's what I'm trying to say. Right now I'm doing it for myself, but I'm keeping it up for you guys because I just want you guys to be able to see that there is no excuses and you're choosing to be where you are right now. And if you want more in life, do better and choose. You simply just have to choose. Now, if you think you can't choose to go move on your own to Hawaii, if you think that you're not able to, well, that's not your thoughts. That's you're being trapped by a pendulum, and your wavelength is adhering to its wavelength. And that pendulum is just trying to keep you in the system. And once you choose to break free and improve yourself and then eventually break free, you will be able to choose whatever you want in life. Now, this is a lot for me to say because, to be honest, my life is almost identical to, on the surface, it's basically identical to what it was 2 years ago. Except, yeah, like I'm literally living in the same home. I'm probably poorer. I have less money than I had like 2 years ago. I'm still living at my parents' house. I mean, I am 17, so that is kind of, there is no excuse. I chose this. But me saying all this stuff, I just want you guys to see that my identity shifted. I was like you at once. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go to college. I'm going to have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. And then over a long period of time, I slowly changed my identity. And now I'm on the edge. I'm absolutely on the edge to where my identity is almost fully shifted. And then once my identity is fully shifted, my life will start to transform. And it already has started to transform. And for example, I'm a part-time student. That's awesome. Another example, I'm on episode 28 of my podcast. If I would have tried to do this 2 years ago, I wouldn't have had a vision for the future, a good enough vision for the future, or even any vision for the future to where I would have gotten past episode 2, maybe even 1. I probably wouldn't have even posted or I probably wouldn't have even gotten past the create a podcast page on rss.com. So the fact that I'm on episode 28 and I'll be on like episode 60 by the time I get to Funnel Hacking Live, that shows that I have a vision for the future. Now, I want you guys to know, I don't know what's coming up, and that is a thing that you guys should not try and decide what's coming up either. You guys should just have a vision for the goal that you're moving towards. Just have a path forward. Now, don't create the path, because just walk the path. Because if you try to create the path, that's your mind trying to form exactly what you're going to do. And inevitably, when things don't go the way you choose, that is simply just the world trying to get you there quicker, but we interpret it as bad, and so we get latched onto by pendulums, and so then we never make it. So don't have expectations, just go with the flow and accept. What's the word? There's a word. It's like differences. Oh, variations. Accept variations of into your script. And what I mean by that is when you expect for something to happen, for example, on Monday, 2 days ago, I expected for me to just walk into the building, go up to my counselor's office, and get what I wanted. But a variation happened, and the world didn't want me to do that on that moment. And so I simply was not even allowed in the building at all. And so I just accepted the fact that that just happened and went on with my day and created a backup plan. And that was the variation in the script. I still got what I wanted. I just didn't get it at that moment. Now, it's okay. And that is just the world trying to move things around for me. And the world is taking care of us. And when I say the world, you can interpret that however you like. It could be God, it could be the world, it could be whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It could be your guardian angel. I don't know. But I call it the world because that's what he calls it in transurfing. And I kind of feel weird saying God, like God is looking out for me, even though I believe in God. I just grew up in a Christian household, and it wasn't like anything that I was taught. It was just for some reason I just feel really weird and sensitive around the topic. It's just some like internal turmoil that I don't know, it's weird. So I prefer world. I'm just more comfortable saying that. And it doesn't really matter how you interpret it or what form you feel it takes place. It's all the same thing. Like you could call it love. Like love governs the world, and that's just simply like a fact. I actually don't know if it's a fact, but I feel like that is true. And all of these things are just different manifestations of the higher power, like higher forces, whatever. It's God. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's all the same thing. And what was I talking about? I was talking about the variations in the script. And so you're supposed to go with the alternatives flow. And so nature never wastes energy. That's why we walk on our feet and not our ears. It's just the most energy efficient. And so the way you go with the flow is by choosing the most energy efficient and most optimal path forward. Nature never screws you over. That would waste a lot of energy and it has no purpose. So nature always gives you what you want, but it's us that prevents us from getting what we want. Because nature sets path, sets course, the thing, and then when our mind begins to think and creates importance and doesn't, and by the way, when we feel as though we didn't get the way we wanted, like it didn't play out the way we wanted, that is just inner importance, because that's basically us saying, our brain saying that I crafted the path forward and I am right. I know what's right for me. I'm extremely knowledgeable. Like that's just inflating our brain's importance level. And so the world sets forth actually the world sets forth the worst way if you think that if you say that the world does not take care of you, then the world will give you what you want, because you get whatever you choose. The world is a mirror. So if you think that the world takes care of you, then the world will set path the best forward. It will set forward the best path. But if you think the world does not take care of you, well then it won't take care of you. It'll set down the worst path for you. So just know that the world takes care of you, and then it will give you the best path forward, and you simply just have to go on the path. And the way you do that is by, whenever you come up with a decision, you imagine yourself making one decision, and then clear your mind and contemplate the emptiness, and just try and figure out what your inner state is. So do you feel tense or do you feel at peace? If you feel tense, that's the heart saying no, and you should not take that decision. If you feel at peace, then take that decision, because that's the heart saying yes. And literally the only thing that's preventing us from moving towards our goals is importance, because all the obstacles that we experience in life, we created them. The world did not create them. And if you look at animals, since they don't have like consciousness like we do, they never experience obstacles or problems in their life. Their life is just straightforward. because it's a waste of energy to have obstacles. Like nature is not going to waste energy on giving you obstacles, but you create the obstacles yourself. I'm going to get some water. Now, I'm not going to lie, the only thing that I've been doing for the past couple of days, honestly, the past like week, relating to my business is just recording the podcast episodes. And I've kind of hit a wall where I don't really know where to go next. And every time I sit down to try and build a funnel for a local business, I don't know if it's the right path. I don't know if I'm just being lazy or if it's my heart genuinely saying no, because I just feel inner tension whenever, I don't even know if it's tension. Every time I sit down to do something, I get like a lump in my throat for some reason. But not this. Like, I don't get a lump in my throat when I'm doing the podcast. Like, this is the only thing that I do relating to business that does not give me a lump in my throat. So that just shows me that this is the right path forward, at least for now. And eventually maybe I'll be able to monetize this and this will be the path forward. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm just in the beginning I did this to have an audience so I could advertise my products and eventually make you guys products. And I actually have one information product, but I haven't worked on my personal business other than this. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's like one thing that I don't have a vision for the future. I don't know where to go next. That's one thing that I did. I started on June 26th, I believe it was, around that day. I started journaling every day. Now, I did journals in the past, but I was never consistent for more than like 2 months. I did dreaming journals, like where I wrote down my dreams so I could start to lucid dream. I did that for like 2 or 3 months, and then I kind of stopped because I didn't want to spend all that time in the morning working on it, even though it was literally only like 5 minutes. And then I did gratitude journaling for like a week, and I realized that was stupid and it was just a waste of time. And then randomly I started taking notes on my YouTube videos every once in a while that I would watch. And then just randomly out of the blue, I just decided to start journaling. And so ever since that day, like 2 months ago, I've been journaling every single day. And that's one of the things that has helped me make a lot of progress. Excuse me, I have hiccups, but that's one of the things that have helped me make a lot of progress, and it's journaling, because it's helped me stay reflective and reflect on my day and see where I'm going bad, see where I'm going good. And that's another reason why I like podcasting, because once I get in the zone, I basically start exposing myself. Like right now, when I expose myself or in the beginning of the episode, I exposed myself how I was, my thoughts towards girls. And I just expose myself on a lot of different things, and it allows me to be extremely open and critical about my actions and actually decide whether or not it's helping me. And it's definitely not helping me. Or being reflective is helping me 100%. But all the things that I'm saying, like me thinking about girls, is not helping me. So then once I expose myself, I start the first step in the sequence to change, which is like realizing what you're doing and actually seeing that it's bad. And there's some marketing principles is to tell your tell your dream customer what they're doing and make them realize how harmful it is for them. So there's a term called the pain web. I learned it from Garrett J. White. And it's basically where you have to get them to feel the pain of the habit that they're doing and how it's reflecting 4 parts of their life. And I don't remember exactly what the 4 parts were, but actually no, I could pull it up right now, but I have it as a bookmark, but I'm not going to because I promised you guys the other day that I will not be on my computer because that gets me out of the zone. But the pain web, there's 4 topics, and I'm just going to explain the topics that I'm pretty sure are the right things. So there's your health, your family, your wealth, which is like your business, and I forgot what the other one was, but pretty much you have to explain. So let's just use the example of the way you think about girls. So you have to explain to them how that harmful habit is damaging and detrimental to your health, their family, their wealth, and the other thing. So if I were advertising to you guys, which I'm also advertising to you guys and myself, because I'm trying to do that pain web for myself and for you guys so we can start to make change. So I'm just coming up with this on the blue. So thinking about girls that way and wasting all of your energy and sending all of your energy towards them. First of all, you don't even know them. They don't even know you. Even if you think you know them, you don't. Even if you spent a whole year talking to them, you don't. You know yourself, and that's all. You barely even know yourself because you have no control over your head. You can't even stop thinking about girls. And this is affecting 4 key areas of your life. So you thinking about girls is distracting you from your health. And this is causing your weight, your physique, your mental, emotional happiness, all of your health habits. You are just getting way worse unhealthy because you're wasting all of your energy towards her. You don't even know her. Now, this is making you less rich because you're investing all of your energy, your focus, your drive, not towards your goals, not towards making $1 million. You're focusing it towards this girl you saw walking on the street. Such a waste. Now, all of that focus and energy could be harnessed and turned into $1 million business. But no, you chose to send it towards some stranger. Now, let me explain to you this. You have a future, and in the future, you're going to have a wife and kids. And that wife and kid are all going to be lower quality because you can't control yourself and can't stop thinking about a girl. That wife is going to know that you can't control yourself and you can't control your brain to only focus on her. She's going to feel subconsciously, she's going to know something is up. And every time you guys walk by a hot girl on the street, she's going to feel all of your energy leaving your body going towards her. That random stranger and not towards your own wife. Your wife is going to be worse. She's going to be sad. She's going to start to die and wither away because you're not giving her your energy. You're giving your energy to some random stranger. Now let's talk about your kid. Your kid is going to pick up on your habits and he is going to feel that you are not in control of your own emotion. So he's going to pick up on that and not trust you as a man. He's not going to trust you as a father. And you know what? He's going to pick up on the habits and think just the same about other girls, and he's going to waste all of his energy, and the loop is going to repeat. Now, let's say you have a daughter. She's going to pick up on it as well, and she's just going to feel that all men are like that, and she's not going to feel safe around you, her own father, because you can't control your mind to where you can't even control your mind to stop lusting over some random girl on the street. So how do you think that will make your daughter feel? Because she can sense the energy. Children are more attuned to energy than adults. She can sense all of the energy that is leaving your body, and she can sense where it's going on a subconscious level. Maybe it's not conscious, but subconsciously she will know that something is up, and you're not strong. Yeah, and I forgot, spiritually. That I think spirituality is the fourth part of the pain web. So I'm going to get into that. If you are thinking about a girl all day, you're not having focus, you're not having clarity, you're not one with God. You're just wasting all of your energy towards that girl and not towards your God or your world. And the world will know, and you won't be able to give as much energy to your world, so the world won't give you that much energy back. I don't even know what I'm saying about that, but that's pretty much it. And that the past couple minutes when I was giving you guys the pain web marketing, that goes towards myself as well. I needed to hear all of that stuff as well. And that stuff didn't come out of my mind. It just came out of my heart, straight from my heart. All this stuff I needed to hear just as much as you guys needed to hear. I am on the road to improvement at just the same as you guys. I'm no better than you guys. I'm no better than all the girls. Just because I said they're low quality at my school, that doesn't make me better than them. I'm low quality as well. Now I'm striving to be high quality, and I feel as though I am high quality, but I'm not comparing myself to them, because that creates a dependent relationship and also creates excess potential, which strive to reduce your influence on the world. So do not compare yourself to girls, and don't feel that you're superior to them either, because we're all equal. And if you feel that you're superior to them, well, you're screwing yourself over, because that's another issue. You can't control your thoughts to where you are not lusting over a girl. Well, you can't control your thoughts to where you're not feeling superior to another person. And this counts towards girls and guys. It doesn't matter. Do not ever feel superior or inferior to anyone. Don't feel inferior to me. Don't feel inferior to the president. Don't feel inferior to the famous soccer player. Doesn't matter who. Do not feel inferior or superior to anyone. That's just from an extremely selfish point of view, or from an entirely selfish point of view. Do not feel inferior or superior, because then you will not achieve your goals as easily. Let me get some more water. I'm really excited to post this episode, because this is my first episode with a good quality microphone, and I'm really excited to see my future growth, because this is a milestone in my channel. Episode 21 was a huge milestone for me, and episode 10, simply because episode 10 I hit double digits, so that was a milestone. Episode 21 was a huge milestone as well, because that then I entered the 1% club of top 1% podcasts in the world. And this episode is a milestone for me as well, because it's the first time I have a real good microphone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And this stuff, do not take lighthearted. Put it into your body take it to heart, because this stuff is an extremely important topic. Don't place excess meaning on it either, because that's importance. Have fun in your journeys, and I'm on a journey as well. To wrap things up, don't forget to download your favorite episodes and subscribe to the Ascend Momentum Show. But before you guys leave, make sure to remember the Eagles.